The rabbi has described the weather already. You already know. Ghana's Black Stars obviously on the agenda. 3-0 to open the AFCON 2023 qualifying campaign. Next game up is against the Central African Republic. That game is on Sunday. Also, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Ochale, crowned champions. It's their 25th crown. I say Chale, some parade go fi pie and since. Oh Chale, through the streets of Edum, Asokwa. No Chale. Just make sure your parade doesn't turn out like Manchester City's, I beg you. So yes, we'll be talking about that. It looks as if some Black Stars players are being dropped ahead of that Central African Republic game. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Some players have been called in to replace them. But yes, that's what's going on. The guys are in here. Coach Christopher Nimley, Nathan Quao, Fentuo Tahiru, Daniel Koranteng. Show proudly brought to us by Bell Beverages. Bell just made 2022 a lot more exciting with Bell Chill and Win promotion. Simply buy bottles of your favorite Bell Tamarinda, Bell Cola, Puka, Big Boss, Squeeze, Breeze, Bell Malt, and more. Remove at least 20 labels, put them in an envelope with your name and contact. Drop them at any Bell Beverage depot or accredited distributor across the country and stand a chance of winning fantastic prizes in the Bell Chill and Win monthly draws on TV, radio, and social media. Prizes include furniture, home appliances, hampers of Bell products, shopping vouchers, and the grand prize of a Kia Picanto in the final raffle draw. Remember, the more envelopes you drop, the more your chances of winning the Bell Chill and Win promotion. Everyone is a winner. Call 0544 335 800, 0544 335 900. Access Bank, also proud sponsors of Sports Panorama. Yeah, Charlie, Access.
Oh, Charlie! Akwaba! Oh, Charlie! Long time! You should have associated yourself with the biggest sports show in the whole of Africa.
You know their tagline, coach?
No.
Access Bank.
Access.
More than banking.
No more.
It is more
than banking. No, every time I work there, the guys there at the Medina branch, no, Kayaje.
Oh, Charlie.
Kayaje no more.
Oh, Charlie.
Lille be what? Oh, Charlie be what? Oh, Charlie. Lille, look, the tellers, top girl.
Coach, have you been to the Ring Road branch?
I think there was a day I went there. Oh, Lord.
Oh, Charlie.
Lord have mercy. Coach, since you have already entered into the realms and the spiritual, has descended on you, please do your thing.
What by you? What by? What can you was about? When so anima so anama so wakobele yache. Oh man, cheyeli aba. Ni what banele what ba? What ba fin what be ame? Fako to hard way ni shares. I can you for here. What for here? Ne nani bi oduba. Ne bele ingbe mi ne nye tunu tumo. Boating Kemasawood did the dramani. Boating Kemasawood. Kagbena Kenamo, Chris Uti. Boating. No, Blasters near Koyomi. No, you are not near Koyomi. No, you are not near Koyomi. Maya, Akaya, Angola. Dema Achamache. You are near mommy here. Wame Wale. No Tame. Benisaka Chabola. Dromo to Ado, no village moment. Tactically. Nenyan Nanibi Nesakana. Nenye belebe awo ni won ko mi sha gbene ni bi ko me na fio na hiye me no ba ke la ke blaster coach mo kota no ya yen no che no tumo mi ke mi jele and college you know na you oba qualify ne you are locally. Me no work out come as Asante Kotoko.
Oh,
Asante Kotoko say fabulous. Fabulous Asante Kotoko. Okay, congratulations. Yeah, yes, Amen.
Amen. Let's get right into the conversation and let's start off with the Black Stars. They won by 3-0 against Madagascar in Cape Coast. That game was on Wednesday. Felix Afena, Jan Osman Bukhari, and Mohamed Kudus all getting on the score sheets. First half wasn't too great. Second half, they came alive, made it very easy, and sealed all 3 points. Let me start off with the man who just dropped the prayer. Coach, your prayer indicated that you are not happy with certain things. I mean, one would think that after winning by 3-0, everybody's happy, everybody is pleased with how Otoado's journey has started. It doesn't seem all the way like that. What's going on?
Yeah, Benjamin, look, to be honest with you, I was happy when we won, okay? But I'm looking beyond Madagascar. The Black Stars as a national team, Fentuo, you correct me here, we've not beaten any top 10 team on the continent for more than 3 years. So it means that for somebody like me, I believe sincerely that things will have to be done differently. Because at the end of the day, whatever we saw on Wednesday are the same things we've done over the years. And anytime it matters most, that is when we've always been found wanting. Look, I was telling somebody like, to put an end to what is going to be a 42 years in Morocco, to put an end to that, we should be looking at how to beat Morocco, how to beat Cameroon, Senegal, Egypt, how to beat the likes of Tunisia, Algeria, and co. For these are the teams that will be standing in our way. So when I look at the Black Stars going to against a team like Madagascar, I am looking at doing things that will bring perfection so that when we are, the day we get a chance to play against these big guys, we'll be able to dominate them and at least for once beat them. Look, I sit here today and I looked at what we saw on Wednesday and I wasn't happy with so many things. No more Madagascar. I'll put Adabraka and New Town 11 together, we'll be them. This is that I'm taking any credit away. You understand me when I land.
Okay, land.
If I put Adabraka 11 and New Town and I blend them into a team, we'll beat Madagascar. Not two ways, especially in Ghana here. They dare not. They dare not. So these are my issues. Look, this Fatal boy is Hayako. Look, he's a brilliant talent. But like Otoado was asked, how I wish I was part of that press conference. I would have asked Otoado a basic question. From where he's learned his trade, with all his professionalism, if Thomas Muller, one of the topmost German player for the past 10 to 12 years, is not active for close to 8 to 9 months, I would have asked him, Joachim Low, as whoever the German national team coach is,
Hansi Flick.
Hansi Flick, would he have given Thomas Muller a call up? If no, why did he invite Wakaso? If yes, he should give me one example of where it has happened and justify himself. When he was asked on Wakaso, he spoke about Wakaso performance somewhere in August to justify.
And the journalist he asked who said Wakaso was brilliant. I'm not sure what that guy was watching during that.
I was shocked. And I said, come on, are we serious at all? Whilst in that position, there is a certain Elisha Owusu who played in the same league. He plays in the same league as our right fullback, Odoi. And in fact, Elisha's team has won the league. And in the Belgian league, in the both, come on, Paddy, no. Look, he's been bossing the Belgian league. And I sit there, and I don't even see him wearing a jersey. And I ask myself, so Otuado, as one of his 3 substitutions, one of them was who? Wakaso. Don't get me wrong. Wakaso is an excellent player. But there has to be a criteria for which these players are invited into our team. Point number 2 that I'm not happy with. You see the Isayaku boy? No, where does he play?
Plays in Portugal.
He's with the under 23.
Yeah, of Sporting Lisbon.
Even there, go and check his playing record.
Training with the first team.
He's been training.
He's been training with the first team, coach.
But he's not a first team member. Oh, no, we know.
So, but training with the first team and playing the first team is not the same.
It's not the same. He's not a first team player. So on the 24th of November of this year, when we line up against the Portuguese, there will be players from Sporting Lisbon who will be part of that first 11. At least, if there's no player, I know Bruno Awareness Fernandez, formerly of Sporting Lisbon, he will be standing, on the touchline when the national anthem. And then the people from Sport, you see that boy, he is part of our 23. He's not been playing actively. He's a young, talented boy who needs to be properly managed. I don't understand why Osman Bukari, a player who plays regular football for Nantes, is that the name of the team?
Yeah.
Nantes in France.
Nantes.
I
They
don't
were
understand
bright yellow.
why Joseph Pencil. These are players who play in the same position as Isayaku. I don't understand. As for Joseph Pencil, just an idiot. He won't even wear some. They won't even give him some to wear. Now Isayaku come, he walks straight into our team. Where is the standard? No, where is the standard? Where is it? Today we hear, look, Barnier and the Bechem boy, what's the name?
Augustine
Okra. They've been dropped from the team. They've been dropped.
Not just him. Should I give you the full list?
So it's 25 players going to the game for Sierra.
So which means 8 players miss out.
Yes.
8 or
players.
7? 7 players.
Do you want the list?
Yes, I want the list.
Here are the players who were dropped by Coach Otto Addo
Yes.
for the trip to Angola for that game against the Central African Republic
That's it.
for various reasons. And we will mention the names and state the reasons accordingly. Player number 1, every year Barney has a folk
Dropped.
They said he did not make the cut.
Okay.
Per the GFA statement.
He couldn't make the cut.
He didn't make
Which
the
means
cut.
he didn't meet the standard.
Standard.
Yes.
Standard.
What does that mean?
Standard no FM.
Just only Bobo.
So why was he called up in the first place?
So he assessed him and he's after 3 days.
So assessed him?
I am
Use the game to assess
I
him?
am putting on record
Oh.
that Barnier and Augustine Okra, they were only called to the national team because Cameroon has called in Berger.
No, he was also dropped.
I'm coming.
Was dropped.
Because if Cameroon has called a player from our league, you, the owner of the product, you have no reason why not to at least give a call up to any of your players in the league. That's why they call them.
So like you were saying last week, they won't even be
No,
given.
I said it here yesterday. We'll just say, look, I'm a banker. They will not even get closer to it. I said it here. Who are they better than?
A free year Barney dropped. You see, I said granting. I answered that
started
question.
this thing.
You
You
don't need to be better than anybody. They were part of the squad. In the squad, you don't need to be better than anybody to travel to Central Africa.
He's taking 25 people.
He's not required to take 25.
But he said, are you the coach? Was he
Okay,
required to
then-
name 33 and he decided to name 33?
A free year Barnier dropped.
So then he has wasted taxpayers' money and everybody.
Hold on.
A free year Barnier dropped.
A free Barnier.
Dropped.
Augustine Okran, Bechem United.
The card.
Okay. Baba Rahman is going.
He's been dropped or he's
No, he's going. I just saw that Baba Rahman is going. So, Baba Rahman is going.
I would have been shocked if Baba
Yeah.
dropped.
So, that tweet that I'm reading from, if you are seeing this, Baba Rahman is going. I'll correct it.
He's on board.
Antoine Semenyo is not going.
Striker.
He came on as a sabo.
What is the reason?
Dropped.
Well, I'm also seeing other.
Is that he
people
didn't
say
train yesterday?
Yeah, he picked up an
Yes.
injury.
Maybe a knock. Of course, if you are
So
injured, you are
knock
injured. This
slash.
is not Dr. Baba like sort of.
That's another bit of news you need to put out there.
This week
Wasn't well enough. Dennis Kosa, who was only called up yesterday,
has been dropped.
has been dropped today.
So wait, he was called yesterday.
Yes.
And now he's been dropped.
Maybe they called him because Rahman picked a knock. And then after he came to camp, Baba said, hey, I'm fine.
I'm back.
He said, they said, hey, Dennis Kosa, get back to where you came from.
He said, my friend, I'm back.
So he's gone. Briding Menu, again, he's come, he did not play a game. he did not make the trip.
What is the standard?
Christopher Nketsia. You see, I made a point about bringing players, not letting them play. Now, Briding Menu, that's 2 collapse.
Yes, at the expense of the taxpayer.
Not 1 minute. Dropped. So, Yayabwa.
Dropped.
It is not going on.
Now your boy can't get minutes in this Black Stars team.
Joseph Edu, he's injured.
He's in.
They have all been dropped for the trip to Angola for Ghana's game against Central African Republic. So this is the list. Do you want those who are going?
Oh, well, you can just, we have the list of those who were called. So if these,
You're not interested in the one
we can deduce from the droppies.
If he has not been dropped, it means you are going.
Yeah.
Just for emphasis sake, coach, let's just mention them. The ones who have made the trip.
Just to be sure.
Yes, just to be sure. So that goalkeepers, 3 of them, Wolakot, Atizigi, and Manaf Nuruddin. The defenders, Ali Duseidu, Clement Foot, Dennis Odoy, Gideon Mensah, Baba Rahman, Abdul Mumin, Amate, and Jonathan Mensah. These are the defenders going. All right. So no and the Adam, even in there, even though he also trained. Midfielders, Idris Baba is going, Edmond Ado is going, Elisha Usu is going, Kudus, Kofi Tre, and Mubarak Wakasu. These are the midfielders. The attackers we are sending: Andre Ayew, Joseph Pencil, Jordan Ayew, Kamaldeen Sulemana, Abdul Fattah Ishaku, Osman Bukari, Felix Afenajan, Kwesi Ret, or Right, or Redicats, Kwesi Redicats, and Benjamin Tete. These are the strikers we are sending.
Good. You are making a point. Just land for me.
Benjamin Tete. Benjamin Tete Akeleti. No ebo modern. Ebo modern. I just don't get it. Nketsia, we have a World Cup to go. 5 months from now, we will be playing in the World Cup. Otuado, we shouldn't allow him to do things. Otuado. We support him. Shinimo, get a friend here. Whatever he's doing which is not right, we'll point it out to him. For me, and then there was something I saw again. You see the partnership of Daniel Amate and Gideon Mensah in centre back. But Nketsia, you will never do that.
Because he needed a left-sided or left-footed
You see,
defender.
if you are thinking in the long term, can you imagine a centre back pair of Gideon Mensah and any of our centre back at the World Cup? No more recipe for disaster. I'm telling you honestly, recipe for disaster. Especially when we've got a centre back in the team. Abdul Mumin, is that the name? Mumin, eh?
Abdul Mumin.
Mumin.
But what about those who say that he wants a balance between a left-footed
You see,
centre
it
back
is
and a
not about.
right-footed?
Look, listen. It is not having a balance of that. That shouldn't be the yardstick. Is it good? Is it good enough as a? Is the player that good to play a centre back against a quality opposition? You can never do that. Look, I challenge Otto Addo and the technical team that they should stick to that Gideon Mensah centre back because of the fact that he is left-footed. They should stick to that pair and always get a right-footed player to play him as centre back. No more. mean Kenya, everybody listening to this program should listen and listen well. Record this program, save it. If he plays major tournament ahead of us, all these games are games that are meant to sharpen the rough edges of our team and make our team very formidable. Ghana here is the only country, I repeat, Ghana is the only country that I know of in this world that players sit on benches at their various club side, and when the bench warmers come, the regular players rather don't get a chance to play in our national team. This Ghana pair. A typical example is the Isayaku one, where he's sitting on the bench, not even playing.
They say it is what the coach needs and what the coach requires.
You see, you are not going to okay, enjoy your semi. See, when you feel the bitterness in your throat, when you are asking for water to dilute it, nobody will provide the water for you. You have to go through the bitterness. But this bitterness is ours. For me, it is simple. We were expected to beat Madagascar. I congratulate the team for beating Madagascar. But going forward, let's set a proper standard for our national teams. These are the things that we've done over the years. And like I said, it's taken us 42 years, it will take us 42 years to put an end. So if we are ready to put bench players who haven't gotten a team to play for, the blaster is being used as a charity. Just say, yeah, chichad, you know, ajani free ame, blaster ejo. We should stop that. So, the next press conference, I will come there and make sure I will ask Otto Addo one question. From where he's learnt his trade, he should give me what would any German national team coach call a player who has not been active for 8 months, who is actually clubless, into his national team? If yes, he should give me one example. If no, he should explain to the people of this country why he's still calling Mubarak Wakaso and players like Elisha Wusu and Co, who are playing regular football in Europe, their team in Belgium winning the league, not even getting the opportunity to put on a jersey.
Let me take Nathan's thoughts. Nathan, coach has elaborated on his points from the game. What are your takeaways from that 3-0 looking ahead to that Sunday match?
The first thing, it was nice seeing the Black Stars score more than one goal. It's always been a worry. In the last few months, we had gone 6 games without a win, and so it was nice seeing that the players had it in them to win. And I thought that second half response was really good to what we saw in the first half. More of that. You want to see the team improve game on game and learn to correct their mistakes. And like Coach rightly said, every game we play between now and the World Cup is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to add value to the team. It's an opportunity to learn different things about the team, to learn different lessons and see what works and what doesn't work. And so I think that going forward, we'll just have to take each game as an opportunity to try new things. And I kind of agree with Chris in the sense that we have a second game to play. I think that you see, the point is this: every coach needs to see what each player brings, so you know where to fit who. Oh, this guy brings this. He can't last 90 minutes. You note it down. This guy can play 90 minutes. He gives me this. This guy is a capable substitute for this person. If I want to play in this different way, this other player is there who can fit that plan. These games are the games we are supposed to use to see what each player brings and what value they hold. So I'm expecting to see others in the team. I'm expecting to see others get their minutes, others play in this competitive setting, just to see how they will react to the pressure of a game you must win, or a pressure that has points riding on that, or qualification or something. So I really expect CK Akono. Why do I keep getting CK?
I'm shocked.
I don't know why.
Like the umpteenth time.
I can't.
We'll bring CK back to the team.
No, we don't want CK. We beg you.
No, we'll bring CK back. You clearly want CK in charge, so we'll bring him back.
Yes.
Are you okay?
I am.
Okay, go on.
Proceed. So, like I said, the coach just has to take these opportunities. As for players who are in, I mean, we've said this time and time and time again. Let us just bring the best available to sort out our national team.
I don't talk about that subject again.
The
The
last thing I will say though is that I think whatever we saw against Madagascar, especially the Gideon Mensah bit, and I liked Coach Otuado's explanation. I thought it made tactical sense. He says, because of how we wanted to play, we looked at the opposition and said, Gideon Mensah, play here because you can serve a certain purpose. I think that should set Coach Otuado's mind ringing. I think he needs to have a conversation with the people at the FA. If he has to speak to Mo Salisu, he should do it. Because it is very obvious that this idea of having a left-sided centre-back or a left-footed centre-back, it will come up again. And we have one who's ready-made, he's baked, he's cooked, he's ready. He's playing for Southampton. And yes, there are things to be said, but the point is, we'll have to try and make that push and bring Salisu in or find something, because clearly this business of a left-footed centre-back, it will pop up again. And it is very clear that looking at Coach Otuado and how he thinks, he clearly is in that broad school of thought that believes that if I have one centre-back who's left-footed and one who's right-footed, it makes sense. I think that's a pairing he would like. If he plays in the back three, you have one left-footed guy, you've got Jiku, you've got Amati, because it looks like this Jiku Amati business is what he will persist with. Now, if there's a chance to play a back three, add a third person. Should it be Gideon Mensah? Now, probably. In the future, I don't think so. So I think that these games should offer Otuado, not Siki Akuno, Otuado, the chance to think through this team and have a clear idea. Think through the team carefully and figure out the plan, because like I'm saying, all these matches are all dress rehearsals for the World Cup with the biggest platform of world football. All these games should provide one lesson, one warning, one lesson, one warning. Then by the time we get to the World Cup, we would have learned the lessons, corrected the mistakes, and we are ready to face the world. Will we win the World Cup? Probably not. But the point is, we need to present a team that can hold its own and show the world that we are ready for the next step. And what is the next step? Challenging in Africa and winning the AFCON. So I feel that the game provided a good opportunity for Otuado to learn a few things about the team. We would still like to see others. We would still like to see how players like Joseph Pencil will perform under his guidance. We want to see more of Elisha Usu. We want to see other players and see what they have. Then when we know each value, we know the value of each player, we can put together a plan to highlight everybody's strengths, and then when we go into games, we are better prepared and we are in a better place to win those games.
See,
you've been itching to talk.
I tell you, I can't hear myself. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, the volume is a little low.
I can hear you.
I can't hear myself. Charlie,
you need more snare in your
I need
headphones.
more,
No. Your headphones, just fix his headphones. That's the only thing. He can hear himself.
Everybody can hear you.
Okay, then that's fine. Nketsia, if you want to find negatives in every single team in this world, you will find some. By all means, you will find some. And you see, I'll start by saying, let's not dwell too much, especially at this particular point in time. If you look at the Black Stars, this current Black Stars setup under Otuado, there are so many positives, and I feel it to be very unfair to intentionally dwell on the one or two negatives and hammer on them and make it look like the whole thing is very bad. This guy.
But hold on, just before you go on. I mean, it's fair to highlight positives, but are you saying that we shouldn't talk about negatives when we see them?
I'm not saying you shouldn't talk about it. I am saying that when you look at this team on a whole under Otuado, there are very few negatives and quite a number of positives. And I'm saying that it will be very unfair to dwell on these negatives and hammer them over and over and over again to make it look like the whole thing is very bad. Look, if you look at his explanation for playing Gideon Mensah in centre back, he said it. And let's not sit here and act smarter than the man. He said he knew Ghana would dominate possession. So then it was sort of a trial. He was trying out the player at the centre back in a 4-man system, because he did it in a 3-back system. It's Ghana against Madagascar at home. You expect to dominate possession. You don't expect to be put under a lot of pressure. So this is an opportunity for him to try out a player of that mood He wasn't saying that. And Otuado never said that when we come up against Nigeria or Senegal or Egypt, Gideon Mensah is going to play there. It is because it's Madagascar. And games like this offer you the opportunity to try out players in these experimental positions to see how they will happen. Everybody does it. If Pep Guardiola is going to try Zinchenko as a centre forward, he will not do it against Liverpool. He will probably do it against Norwich City, because then it will not backfire. Even if it backfires, the team is more than capable of handling it and going on to win the game. Managers do that thing. So let's not sit here and hammer on that point and do like he made some grand mistake that he should not repeat again. In his explanation, he clearly said it, that it is because it was Madagascar at home. We will dominate possession. That is why I did this. Number 2, Ghana is traveling to Central African Republic, but the match is in Angola, to face them and then come back home and then prepare and go for the 4-nation tournament. If I'm a coach and I've selected 33 players, I know the 11 who are going to feature. I probably know the rest of the 7 or 8 who will be on the bench. I have a clear idea of what I'm going in. You see, let's not act like Otuado is now, when he gets to Angola, that's when he's now coming to pick and choose. He knows exactly who he's going to use. They are in club football. Club managers register a number of players for Champions League. Yet when they are traveling to away matches, and there are a group of players that travel and some are dropped, if I know I'm not going to use you, why am I going to spend taxpayers' money taking? It's not an excursion. So let's not, you see.
But clearly some players are on excursion because they won't see a minute of football.
No, relax.
Whether we travel or not, whether we board a plane or not, I mean, we'll just say. I said it.
It doesn't matter.
It matters.
It doesn't matter.
You are talking about at the expense of the time. If they eat, don't we feed them?
So you want him to travel by force?
No, I don't call them at
knows.
all because you never use them. Don't waste our money. That's what I said here last week. You shouldn't waste our money. Because I said they will not wear jersey.
Can I proceed?
Proceed.
Thank you. It's a 33-man squad that Otuado himself decided to choose. Otuado himself has decided that 25 men will travel to Angola to go and face Central African Republic. The coach has chosen the 25, and they have gone. He has dropped some others. And you see, I always say this thing. If you have a personal standard, and I'm not talking about the coach or the Black Stars, I'm talking about everybody else who is assessing. If you have a personal standard, and you say A and B is not good for this person, then that same A and B should apply to everybody else who is dropped. Okay?
Explain your point.
Let me explain. We were all sitting here, okay?
Yeah, I was standing, but go on.
In August, September thereabout, when Fatah Ishahaku was given the opportunity to play. In fact, when he was being selected and he was not playing, we were the same people who were screaming, give him opportunities, give him opportunities. Let me finish. He was given the opportunity, 1. He was given the opportunity, 2. Okay, fine. At that particular point in time, in fact, when he started playing for the Black Stars, he was not yet playing for Dreams FC. He was still at Steadfast. It took a while before he started playing for Dreams FC. Just for context.
No, but I also said, I'm coming, just 1 minute. When he was playing for this, I sat here and I said, that is not the standard of the Black Stars. Don't invite him.
That's true.
I said it here. I've never bent my issue on calling players
saying that
who are sitting there and not playing football.
Which I'm not referring to you.
No, I just want to clarify that point.
I understand. Look,
Proceed.
let's not shout and make case for a certain group of players. And I'm talking about local players. There's this very unfair bias towards them when we're assessing. And I'm saying it's unfair. Because when it comes to the national team, the fact that you play in the Ghana Premier League does not give you any merit more than somebody who doesn't play in the Ghana Premier League.
100% correct.
So if Barnier has been dropped, or if you look at the group of players, that's why I was asking, who are they better than? If you look at the strikers or the forwards that have been sent to Central African Republic, and you look at the forwards who have been dropped, we know Semenyo picked up an injury. He may not be, the coach may not want to risk him for Sunday, but he may come back and go for the 4-nation tournament. Okay, so that is understandable. If you look at Barnier, and I'm seeing some comments, and people are really comparing Barnier to Isahaku. We saw both of them playing the Ghana Premier League. So I think it's very unfair. You see, this hindsight.
But you know that, hold on. You see, when it comes to judging talent, people will always have different opinions.
Yes,
there are people who will pull up records and say that when Barnier played with Isahaku at the under 20 tournament, Barnier was outstanding. Isahaku played well as well. Barney has
Isahaku
scored
was
10.
player of the tournament.
Barney has played. He scored 10 goals this season.
Isahaku was player of the tournament. We
Yes,
saw
at
Barney-
under 20.
Yeah, we saw
So
Barney. and
I don't think that between the two of them
we saw
there is
Barney
such a gulf
we
in
saw
quality.
Barney and come on.
Purely my opinion. Purely my opinion.
That's fine.
I don't think there's a gulf in quality
And
between the
Isahaku
two
is
players.
not playing. Why is
fine.
he playing?
That is fine.
He's not
Isahaku-
playing.
And I'm not even trying to make a case for Isahaku because me from the beginning I had always been saying that slowly integrate him. He should not be starting games, but that's just a side piece. Look, the coach knows who is going to play.
Trouble Joseph Pence will just say.
He has taken 25 players. And you see, another thing that we also fail to recognize is it's about preference. The coach doesn't just get up and pick players because this person is. You see, we need to start putting things into context. If you look at national team call-ups all around the world, there are always some call-ups that we don't understand. Look at England. There's always they'll pick like the
One
Euros.
strange call up.
The Euros where they dropped Patrick Bamford. After Patrick Bamford in the scorers chart was I think the second highest English scorer. But other guys were picked ahead of him. Do you get me? There are always call-ups like that.
Other guys who were playing regularly.
Yeah,
with the
Yeah, but
national team.
Bamford played regularly.
Yes, they were playing regularly.
They all landed, but per numbers he had more. So people complained.
Yes.
But it's all down to preference. Benjamin Nketsia may not be a good player in our eyes, but he has something that's completely different from everybody else in that strikers category. He's the only person over there who can actually play as a target man. He's the only person there
How well does
who
he
has
play?
the height, who has the physicality. And we see coaches all around the world take those odd players like that. We've seen it happening. Okay, and I'm saying that there's probably a very good explanation as to why Otuado has picked this player ahead of this player. He's the coach for a reason. And I think he's the first Black Stars coach in a very long time who actually deserves for us to respect his call-ups. Because on the field of play, he gets results. At least in 3 games.
Respecting call-ups that no look, you are interrupting him. Let him make his point. When you were making your point, he allowed you to talk. No. You can't. No. You by CC. You can't do that. You are preventing him from building.
Calm
Allow
down.
that. What I'm going to say, I was just making an interjection to what Daniel was saying. Yes, Otuado has earned the right to actually make his call-ups or whatever, but it still does not mean that we can't.
Banging on the negatives. It makes it look, it creates this
So
impression.
it was
that-
just one person's opinion.
No, but you see, that is what I don't get. Whatever I said here, which one of the negatives is not true? I also congratulated the team for beating Madagascar. That is a positive.
Let him make his
I'm
point.
looking
Finish
at the
your
long
point.
term.
That's a positive. I understand.
Finish your point.
But it's also very unfair to the head coach and the players for us to say that Anadabraka 11 will beat Madagascar.
Oh, no.
They will not. Madagascar in the AFCON 2 years ago, 3 years ago, were beating Nigeria.
To be fair, I feel like that was said in jest, really. You know?
No, you see.
Obviously.
Let's make progress. Let's
Yeah,
make
yeah.
progress.
You see, personally, I don't see it like that. Because I've seen quite a number of comments saying it was just Madagascar.
Yeah.
It was
It is just Madagascar.
It
That
is
is
not
factual.
just Madagascar.
It's
You
just
have to
Madagascar.
beat. No, you see, yes, we've not beaten a top 10 team. But should Otuado right to calf and say switch Madagascar with Mali so that we beat him and I can prove a point to you? No. He's faced
Coach, let
Nigeria over
Daniel
2
make
legs.
his point. Let
He's
him
faced Nigeria over 2 legs. He's gained that qualification. His first game in an AFCON qualifier, he's absolutely dominated in a game against Madagascar.
And won comfortably.
Do you understand? Comfortably. So let's give credit for that. These 25 players who are going to Central African Republic, I've just explained. Why would you send all 33 of them when you know exactly who is going to play? That is extra cost. It's a waste of space. So let them remain here. And you see, you can't tell Otuado who to select to take to Central African Republic. And the reason why I'm saying that is because he's called them, he's assessed them in training. So he knows exactly why he's sending this player ahead of this player. That's something you can give him. If it was just a general call-up and he was sitting there and watching them from club form, then we'll have more of an opinion. Because we've all seen them at club form and then we can state that this person has been better in this team or this person has been better in this league. But when he's called them and they've had enough training sessions and he's saying based on my training sessions, I'm taking these 25 people and I'm dropping these 6 guys. You were not at the training session. You didn't see what he saw.
Let me read this quote for you, Daniel. After after the game, at the post game, he was asked why he didn't introduce any of the local players. And he says, quote, and this is Otoado, for me, is look at the players who started deserved to start.
It's as simple as that.
What
you
did
see,
he see?
it's
What
as
has he
simple-
seen of Isayako of late to call him?
look,
It's a boy.
it's as simple as that.
What has he seen about Wakaso to call him to that team? Is it when is he?
No, but to be
We
fair,
support
coach,
them.
yes.
Come
It's
we
not fair.
support
It's
them.
not, I'm making a
And the
point.
fact-
Let me just land.
No, but when Fentuo read, you didn't say.
No, because he asked me
Yeah, but I mean,
and he
no,
was
they
helping
all
my
read-
point.
Finish,
so I allowed him.
finish.
Don't do this.
Daniel Granty.
Honestly speaking,
Welcome to my world.
honestly speaking, when you are flowing and they keep on interjecting, just complete it. Like it throws your chain of
Rhythm
thoughts
up.
away, and it's very difficult to come back and
Finish.
say exactly what you want to say. It's not fair.
Look,
Hey, Coach Nimley.
let's start.
Finish. Finish.
Because when I start, anytime I start, what I've noticed is that anytime I start, he comes from behind and try to punch onto. No, but let's start starting there. No, but I will see whether when I'm beating out it, you are
That's well noted. That's well noted.
Yeah, Ben,
That's well noted.
I think Daniel's point is well made.
Yeah,
Right,
let's
he
move
thinks
on.
he's a,
Let him finish.
No, and you see, even the question that was posed to him, that's what I was saying. There's this unfair bias towards the local players. Ask him, why didn't you play Barnier and Okra? Don't ask him why didn't he play the local players. Because it's a Black Stars. It's about quality. If he wants to play them, if he has assessed them and he thinks they are good enough, he will play them. Let's give credit. Osman Bukai came off the bench. He banged in a goal. Look at Felix Afinajan. His performances in the first 2 games against Nigeria. He was a striker. He didn't score. Coach maintained faith in him. He scores. He brings him out. The substitutions, the selections, it worked. Let's encourage the team. It's as simple as that. Because I really feel that this crop is a very special crop. That's how I personally feel. Seriously, this is a very special crop. And I've not,
like this for
and I've
over
not,
42 years.
I've not seen a Black Stars team in a while. Look, under Milo, under CK.
Hey!
Look, there were two.
But you like the Milo Hot to remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When he was coming, I liked it.
hindsight is good for everybody.
When he was coming, I liked it.
So then when you blame people for hindsight, I will agree
It's
with
true.
you because
It's true. I'm
hindsight
admitting
is-
it. When he was coming, I was happy. The records are there. I was happy because he was coming with experience. But he beans, and I said he beans. I'll not come and lie and defend him because he didn't do well, and he's gone. And Otuado has come, and Otuado has done a good job so far. And I'm saying that there's context to everything that has been done over the past couple of weeks. So let's add that context and then assess him based on that. For me, Madagascar, solid game. I'm sure we'll go on and we'll get another.
say that, listen, the whole idea of, and this is exactly the reason I feel like the decision to drop those players was poor. I think the decision failed to incorporate a lot of factors. Now, of course, and tomorrow being Saturday, and for me, this was avoidable. And let nobody lie to you and say that you can make all the noise you want with the team. We don't care. See, I always say this all the time. Never underestimate the spirit, positive spirit. When they had concern about certain players not playing every time they get called up to the national team, I had the same issues with Kwesi Appiah and CK Akono. And I've been consistent on that. But I gave